One more time. I hope you can stand it.
Yes.
This episode.
Well, let's no. Look, we got to do it again. We'll introduce ourselves.
Oh, that's right.
Your name is.
My name is Gail,
And my name is Monty.
and
This
this
is
is In a Senior Moment
yes,
broadcast.
yes.
I like to just jump in.
I know it. I know it. I gotta slow you down, girl. Speedy Gonzalez.
Oh dear.
We gotta explain what we're here for.
Yes, indeed.
It is to talk about the senior life,
Oh gosh.
health
the senior
issues,
life.
and talking about hey how to stay healthy and what to
I
eat
remember
right.
when I was a lot younger, like in my 20s and 30s. To me, life was going to be a huge expansion of time for me, that I had all these things that I wanted to do. Then I got married, had my children, and as they grew up and left, I'm going, okay, now what do I do? I was in my 50s and 60s. Then I decided that I would find some hobbies. Well, for one thing, that I managed some apartments out in LA. Believe me, that was quite a trip. I had 3 small buildings, and I had probably a total of, I don't know, maybe 100 at the most apartments that I rented out. I remember one incident, this young man that I wasn't married at the time. I was dating. He was a little bit younger than me. Believe me, that was a big mistake. Anyway, so he was living with me at the time, and I had people come in, these young girls, and he was like all over them like crazy. I thought, that's fine, who cares? And he was going to rent to them, and he said that he was the manager. I went, excuse me, I'm the manager. He's not. If you want to take this paper, you can, and fill it out and bring it back, and I'll be happy to show you the apartment. Well, they took it, but when I went downstairs later on, I found the papers in the trash down there. So they were only interested in him. I should have sent him off with them. Would have been better off if I had. Well, not too long after that, I got rid of him.
I hear you.
But getting back to the subject at hand, which I really do want to talk about more. And the last podcast, we got into some of the foods that you can eat and not eat. Actually, there's a whole page I have here of food that you can eat and should eat. And all seafoods are good. Only thing I found out about seafoods, that some of that seafood today is not as good for you as it used to be, simply because of the fact of all the crap that's in the oceans and all today, and that is just not as good as it used to be. And it's just like the ground foods that they grow out west and all that, they're only 45% nutritious as opposed to what they used to be decades ago. So if you're looking for something to be 100%, there's no such thing anymore. I'm sorry, but that is the truth. You can look it up anywhere you want, and you'll find out. And I find that very disheartening, because they overwork the land, and they are ruining our seas with all the crap that they're putting in. The plastic, oh, don't get me started on the plastic. I'm telling you, I could just die when I see that. All these little bottles that people are buying that are thrown away, they end up in the ocean. And I don't know why they do, because I don't know if they take and dump everything out in the ocean out in the beginning, out in the middle of it somewhere. I'm thinking that that's probably what they're doing. But excuse me a minute, I think I have to sneeze. I'm not sure. No, I guess not. I'm good. But anyway, that was very disappointing for me to hear about. Had you heard anything about that?
Yes and no. I mean, I try to pay attention to what's local versus what's global. Not to say it's not a good thing, but yeah, I watch certain programs. You ever heard of Mr. Ballin?
Mm-mm.
You gotta look him up on YouTube. He's doing a big part of trying to clean up the earth, which is huge.
Like, what is he doing?
Like recycle everything, cleaning up oceans, cleaning up, waterways.
Where are they going to dispose
planting
of all the
trees.
rubbish and whatnot?
I have no idea.
They've been doing it in the oceans, is what they've been
Yeah.
doing it, which I find very disheartening. And all this fishing net.
Not Mr. Baldwin. I'm thinking about another one.
What's the other one?
Oh crap!
What?
I forgot the name of him.
Oh, I thought that was
No,
the name of
it
it.
wasn't. Oh, I can see his
Look,
face.
people, it's called Oh Crap.
Yeah. I can see his face now, but that's not the person I'm thinking.
Oh, well,
Mr. Baldwin's a good one I follow, but that's not the person I'm thinking about. His name is. Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. I can't think of it. Anyway,
spit it out.
I'm trying to. Oh. I can see his face plain as day. I can't
Well, it
think of
might
his
come
name.
to you before the end of the.
I'm going to have to look it up.
session.
You
Yeah.
keep talking, I'm going to look it up.
All right. So essentially, all seafoods are good for you. Not as good as they used to be, but they're still better than a lot of red meat. Fish like salmon, trout are best. Halibut, mackerel. Then shrimp is good. Mussels are good. Clams, oysters, sardines are good. Then of course chicken and turkey. Red meats should only be eaten once a week. And I use olive oil in place of butter most of the time. Walnuts and Brazil nuts are some of the best nuts that you can eat. If you eat eggs, never fry them, or try not to, which I don't follow. And only once a week. And I usually have mine for dinner, not for breakfast.
Mr. Beast.
Mr. Who?
Beast.
Beast?
Yeah.
B-E-A-S-T?
Beast, as in the animal beast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to show you some videos when we're finished, and it's going to
that
blow
I'd
you
like
away.
to see. That would be interesting.
So I'm sorry, go ahead.
Okay, and unfiltered honey is the best.
Unfiltered honey is also the most expensive. Is it not? I know honey is expensive,
Yeah.
but then if you get pure honey, it's more expensive. Am I not right with that?
Well, I don't really think it. The filtered is not the better of the two, but it's still great.
Okay.
So if you get the filtered, that's okay. The unfiltered is better, but the filtered is all right.
And I just recently found out that when you get honey from KFC for their biscuits, it's not real honey.
I know.
I didn't know that.
I don't eat anything like that, so I'm not exposed to it.
Yeah.
I don't go for fast food anywhere. I don't care where it is. I don't eat it.
Well, like I said, if I go to KFC, I always thought, hey, this honey is good for me. Nope, it's not.
No.
So I didn't. Not recently, but like last couple of years, I found that out. So I'm like, yeah.
As
something
we
every day.
get older, we realize that the world is not quite what we thought it was. And as we realize that, we become a little discouraged.
Yeah.
I would like to help people get past that discouragement and find things that they can eat that will improve their health, because what you are is what you eat. I don't care how you look at it, that's the way it is.
Yeah.
And back 100 years ago, things were great because the country was still a lot younger and food was more ample, fresh foods and vegetables and all. And it's still a good idea today to have your own garden if you can.
Really?
Yes. Because that way you're growing your own foods in more virgin soil. Like these great big huge farms that they have out west, that soil has been overturned again and again and again, and it's depleted, and that's why you only get 45% of the nourishment out of it compared to the 100% 100 years ago. But if you have your own garden, the soil has not been worked over year after year. So therefore it's more nourishing if you have your own.
Interesting.
My family has decided that they want to get about 5 acres, and I don't know if they'll build or just whatever house is on the property, maybe, I don't know. But they want to grow everything themselves. She now has pots where she's growing herbs in the pots that she can just pick and use for
Yeah.
her meals and whatnot. She uses all fresh herbs in all her meals. They're delicious too. She's a great cook. But anyway, foods like sweet potatoes are better for you than the regular, but both are okay. Actually, sweet potatoes are great. Any fruits that you have, like Brussels sprouts, winter squash, beets. Beets are some of the best thing for you to help build your blood. It's very good for you.
Can I ask you a silly question?
You certainly can.
I saw advertised that they have. I don't say it's a powder form, but they say it's some type of beet.
I know,
Is
super
that,
beets.
Is that good? Or since it's processed, it's not good?
It's processed, so no.
Okay.
But I mean, it's better than none. Let's
Okay.
put it that way. But I've seen the advertisement on TV, and they're starting to have things like super beets, super vegetables, and things like this. This is a new gimmick that they've come out with to
What's
get
so
people.
super about them? Is it that?
They've been processed. That's
Okay,
what
so
happened.
the process makes it super?
Well, according to them, yeah, that's what they'd like for you to think.
Okay.
I mean, let's face it, it's an ad on TV, and I've seen the ads for the super beets and the other vegetables
Yeah.
already, and I'm sitting there going, oh my God, they found a new way.
To kill you.
Yes, they have. They found a new way to kill the people.
Oh my goodness.
And to make them think that they're healthy,
Yeah.
when they're not really. I mean, they're okay, but they're not the healthiest thing. You might as well eat canned goods. Those things are just as healthy as those that they have there.
Yeah.
But the fruits and vegetables, the little containers of fruits and vegetables, you seen those ads?
Yeah.
Same thing, definitely. And if they're in pill form, like hello, how did they get in pill form? They were manufactured. So what happens in manufacturing? It kills the nutrition that's in
Yeah.
the pill.
My mother gets on to me about that. Not gets on to me, but she's okay. When it comes to vegetables, for me, I like them steamed or cooked or broiled or however you do it.
Mm-hmm.
But she said no, the better you get more vitamins if you eat them raw.
True.
So I'm like, I'm not a salad person. I do like a little bit of salad here and there, but the way I doctor a salad up too much, I might as well eat a hamburger sometimes. But because I put so much into it.
What do you put into it?
Well, you put a boiled egg into it. You put some cheese into it. The dressings you put into it. So by the time you dunk it all up, yeah, it's not really a salad now. You got more
well,
dressing than salad.
it depends on how much you use. Like I use vinegar.
Bacon bits and
How
croutons.
about vinegar and oil?
Well, yeah,
That's good for you.
yeah.
You can use as much of that as you want on your salad.
But so
But
like
if you buy those containers of salad dressing, like Caesar salad
Yeah.
and whatnot, forget about it.
see, I love carrots, but if you steam them, but it's just eating a raw carrot, I couldn't do it.
Oh, I don't eat raw carrots because it's too hard on my
Teeth, yeah.
teeth to do it.
So yeah, but it's better
Because
for
I
you
have
if
to
you
munch
eat
them
raw.
like a chipmunk now. Simply because of the fact that I don't have any back teeth.
But
So-
yes, so yeah, like just a simple carrot is supposed to be better for you if it's raw.
Well, yeah.
Or even if you you shave
see,
it off.
Yeah, I was going to say you can always do that and put it in a salad. That
Yeah.
would be great. There's nothing wrong with that
But
at
I
all.
like them if it's steamed though. Steamed. or
Well, there's
boiled,
nothing wrong
no.
with that either if they're steamed.
Yeah.
That's good as long as you don't boil them. If you
Oh.
steam them, that's better, but
All
don't
right.
boil them.
I gotta write all this down. you need to write a book.
I probably could, but I like this better. It's more fun. Do you like mushrooms
Yeah,
in a salad?
on a pizza.
Not in a salad?
I've had them in salads before, but
Oh, if they're cut up good, they would be fine.
I like a juicy mushroom. I know when you get on a pizza, it's a wet mushroom.
Juicy mushroom?
Yeah, but if you eat it a dry mushroom, I don't like a dry mushroom.
I don't think I've ever heard of a juicy mushroom.
You never had? You ever eat a pizza with a You don't eat pizza.
Unless I make my own, then I will. I used to make my own pizza.
Really?
Yeah,
The dough and everything?
yeah.
Really?
I always have made sourdough.
Sourdough pizza.
Yeah, it's excellent. Really good. I made some when I lived at the other place. I haven't so much here, but it's excellent. Sourdough is an old-fashioned dough that's
Yeah.
been around for eons. Um,
There's
I,
a. Go ahead.
I got the recipe from a girlfriend of mine who's since passed away, and she was living up in Canada with her husband. They were in the service for 20 years, and they retired, moved up there. So we used to go up and visit them. One of my visits up there, she showed me sourdough. I said, "Oh, that looks interesting." So she taught me how to make it. And you can take it and let it dry out some and take it with you wherever you want to go in a little pouch.
Yeah.
And then you can moisten it whenever you get somewhere to make the dough that you want. I have made cakes.
Out of sourdough?
Oh, yes. And I have made cupcakes, any type of cake I've made, and cookies. You can bake everything out of sourdough. And it's delicious.
Really? Okay, I've had sourdough bread, but not.
No, that's. No.
Oh, you're too funny. Okay, there's a new pizza place that popped up in my neighborhood. And I haven't been to it, and I've heard of them, but I haven't been to it. So I put it on Facebook when everybody think of this pizza place. And they was like, oh, we love it. Oh, I went there, and okay. Now, I'm from Chicago, so I'm used to deep dish pizza. You know, a pie or pan pizza.
Right.
But when I came down to Nashville, now, here it's better if it's either hand tossed or thin crust. So I went in there and ordered a thin crust, thinking, okay, let me try it out. And it was way too greasy, way too. The bottom of the box was just wet.
Oh.
I'm like, what did they do to this pizza? So I was not impressed. So
I
will
would
go back
there
and try a hand toss, but I wasn't impressed with the thin crust. Because again, I was
I
thinking,
like thin crust, but I don't like it oily.
yeah, they put way too much. I don't know if it was butter, oil. I don't know what it was, but it was way too much.
They probably did grease the bottom of it.
And so I was like, me, I was just saying how I'm trying to do less bread. So I'm thinking, let me go with thin crust to get a less bread, more meat.
That's what I prefer is thin crust.
Yeah.
But is that one of the biggies?
Yeah.
The pizza place?
Yeah.
I guess we can't say which one it is.
Oh, man.
I wouldn't. Let them find out for themselves.
Yeah, I'll tell you after the cameras stop rolling.
Yeah. What else did I want to... let's see. What have I got here? Do you ever have Swiss chard?
What is that?
It's a green. Kind of resembles lettuce. You can use Swiss chard instead of lettuce for salad. Or you can cook it and it tastes like spinach and like that cooked.
Okay.
It's a little bit different. It's not as pungent as spinach is.
Okay.
Actually, it's pretty good. And have you ever heard of fiddlehead ferns?
Fiddlehead ferns?
A fiddlehead fern.
That's not to eat, though. It's a fern. Do you eat ferns?
These you can.
Really?
Yeah. You eat them before they uncurl. They're still curled up. We used to, up where I'm from, by the way, I'm from Maine, just so you know, up there in New England.
Yeah.
It grows everywhere by the streams and brooks and whatnot that you can pick it up. And as long as they're still curled up, we used to, in the summer, go fiddlehead fern picking. And we'd get a mess of them and
I've never had
steam them in a pot. Oh gosh, they're so good.
Fiddlehead ferns.
Yeah.
I'm about to look that up later.
It's something that I don't think they ever heard of down here, but oh well. Anyway, so I used to eat a lot of that. And you can eat yogurt, by the way, but the unpasteurized yogurt's the best.
Unpasteurized.
Yeah. If you can get that, that's okay. You can eat that.
Interesting.
But the pasteurized, no, you can't. But most of it is pasteurized, unfortunately. You can eat canned vegetables if they're packed in water.
In water?
Yeah. Yeah, as long as they're packed in water, you can. I wouldn't make a habit of it, but I know that it's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a few canned goods, but they're packed in water. I made sure of that. So, I was trying to think if there's anything else. I think that just about takes care of everything in that. Coffee and tea is fine as long as you keep it to a minimum.
Yeah.
And I do like my tea. Sometimes I drink that. I'll have that. I like green tea. That's especially good for you, by the way. Green tea.
Yeah.
Better for you than the black tea.
That's
So I have a lot
black
of that.
tea?
Yeah.
What's in black tea?
That's what
That's
you
the name of
normally
the
get
tea?
anywhere you go. Black tea and the little tea bags, that's black tea.
That's black
in it.
tea?
Yeah.
I don't drink tea. Well, let me say this. Tea, I haven't met a tea flavor that I like.
Oh, well,
Even
they
when-
have them in different berry flavors. Raspberry, boysenberry.
Well, okay, now let me say this also. A lot of times when it comes to the berries, they want to add sugar to it.
Oh, these are tea bags I'm talking
And
about.
tea bags.
Yeah,
Really?
there's no
I'm about,
sugar in
I'm
that.
about to look that up.
Well,
tea.
they're with all the rest of the teas and coffees and all. If you ever go into a store, who does your shopping?
Me?
Well, then when you go into the grocery store, look see where the coffee is. The tea's
Yeah.
right next door,
Yeah.
and then check it out. Look them all up and see. They have all different flavors. You'd be amazed in today's world.
Sometimes it's way too much for me to think about it. Like, it's way too much.
Okay.
Like, even when it comes to coffee, I like, give me the generic brand. I just want some coffee.
I see. Just
They
like
have
that.
Dunkin' has their own brand, and
Oh,
Starbucks.
by the way, you can eat bananas if they're green.
If they're green, what about plantains?
Excuse me.
What's the
Green.
difference? Green if they're green.
But most of the stuff like that, bananas and whatnot, they turn to sugar.
They turn to sugar.
Yeah, well, if they're yellow, they're sugar.
Did not know that.
Well, see, you learned something. Stick around, you'll learn more.
That's why I'm here.
Remember, no matter the road that we take in life, we all end up in the same place.
Yep. 6 feet under. Just
Well, not necessarily. There are other options. My option is I'm hunting now for a hospital or whatnot that does takes bodies and uses them for science.
Oh yeah?
And that's what I'm trying to find is a place where I can send my body to. I don't particularly care for the idea. To me, being buried is a waste
Yeah.
when it can be used for education. Cremation, well, they'll cremate whatever they don't use after anyway, so. But as far as burial is concerned, my ex wants to be buried. I told him, I said, well, it's all well and good, but you're sure wasting that whole body. Why don't you donate it to science? Oh, no, I don't want them cutting me up. I'm going, but you don't mind being buried under the ground? Get a life. Mercy. Anyway. So, I made a couple little notes here. Okay, don't take any medications unless the side effects are less than the problem you have.
I've heard that before. So if the symptoms are worse than what you're taking it for, don't take it.
Yeah, and I see the ad all on TV.
Why do they say it so fast?
Well, they usually write it in small letters
Yeah, you
down
can't read
below.
that.
I don't look at the ad. I look at what's down below. That's
Yeah.
what I read. And I find if it's too difficult, I'll take my camera out and I'll take a picture of it.
Oh, really?
So I can read it later.
There you go.
See, there's methods to my madness. Well, anyway, how are we doing?
We're doing great. Keep going.
All right.
24 minutes.
24?
It's zoomed by.
Couldn't I add that other on to this one?
If you want to.
Then I can make that 30 and 30.
Yeah.
See?
It's-
Kidneys, man, kidneys. That's what my little brother used to say when he was little. We'd say, now watch your brain. Oh no, kidneys, man, kidneys. He'd say, I think it was about 3 or 4. He was so cute. By the way, speaking of my brother, I'm very sad to say that He's in a very bad way right now. He's at least 10 years younger than me, maybe a little
Uh-oh.
bit more. And it's really sad. His whole family, which he is my half brother, had cancer.
Yeah.
Everybody in the family died of cancer prior to him. He's had cancer several times. Of
What kind of cancer? Or do you know?
Mostly non-Hodgkin's lymphoma.
Okay.
He's had that 2 or 3 times. And then they've just now discovered he may have prostate cancer. And I'm telling you, it's just unbelievable. I probably shouldn't be sharing this, but I don't care.
You didn't put his name out there. You're good.
Anybody who has a problem with the family having cancer, they should keep very close watch out for their own bodies. And I mean that sincerely, because thank God that his wife was a nurse, because she has really watched out for him, and it's made me a very happy person to know that my brother's being well taken care of. But I'm telling you right now, anybody who has a lot of cancer in the family, I beg them to keep a closer eye out on their bodies and to go see the doctor, be checked minimum of once a year, preferably twice if you can. The older you get, the more you need to be checked. And I'm finding out that people just don't really pay attention. I know somebody who has diabetes, arthritis, gout, you name it, they have it. And yet, if I sit there and I talk to them, they look at me like I'm crazy. So, I take medication, I'm taken care of, and I think to myself how sad that is, because they think the pills are the answer. They don't cure, they maintain.
Maintain.
But they don't cure you.
Yep.
So anybody that thinks that they cure you, even aspirin has a side effect to it. So you need to be more careful.
Excuse me. I feel like aspirin doesn't really do anything for me. If I have a headache or something, I have to take an ibuprofen.
Oh, I don't take aspirin for headaches. So I don't get headaches.
Yeah.
For one thing,
I don't get them often.
I've never really. I can't even remember a time when I had a headache.
So my mother has taught me that when you're sick and you do take medicine, all it does is prolong your sickness. So it's not curing it.
Well, she might have something there.
So
I don't know. I know medication maintains. It doesn't cure. It'll maintain.
So, like I said, if that's true or not, I don't know. That's always what my mother told me. So when I do get sick, I try not to take any medicine. Just let it pass on through you, whatever's going on, and let your body heal it.
Yes.
Versus
if
taking
your body's
medicine.
healthy, it will cure itself.
Yeah. So even like I said, when I do get sick,
I'm living
I
proof.
get sick 3 or 4 days.
How many people do you know that can go 70-something years with a heart murmur and not have to have it operated on until she's in, or they are in their 80s?
Yeah.
Not very many people can say
You're
that.
1 in a million.
Well, the only reason being is because of the way I eat.
Yeah.
My body needs a certain amount of nourishment. If I'm feeding it crap, what am I going to get out of it? Crap.
Exactly.
If I feed it healthy, I'm going to end up healthy. I wasn't always this way until I got into my 40s. I wasn't dead serious. I mean, I had some form of, I fed my family fresh food, meals. I prepared the meals myself. And if I worked, I prepared the meals and I put them in the freezer so they could be pulled out and served for that dinner.
Yeah.
But I never went out and bought prepared foods for people, for my family to eat on a regular basis at home. I never did that, and I would never do that, and I don't advise anybody else to do it. If you have children, it's your responsibility to take care of them and leave them as healthy adults as possible. And the only way to do that is to do your own cooking and make sure you use fresh foods to cook with, and try to stay away from anything that's prepared. When I walk up and down the aisles and I see all these pastries and I see all these canned goods with prepared foods in them, I get ill. I absolutely get ill. And I think to myself, dear Lord, thank you for giving me the knowledge to be able to take care of myself. I hope you all can too. Until next time, I say good night.
Bye, Gail.
Bye, Monty.
We've had another in the senior moments.
Yes, I have.